Hey, Shalom, Israel. First off, I would like to say, Call Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah Bahashim, Rakakadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Also, would like to say peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, the Akim, that's pushing his word in all sincerity and faith throughout the four corners of the earth. For the few sisters that watch and believe, Shalom to you as well. Just back with another lesson. I just want to go into when we come into this truth, when we become disciples or followers of Yahweh Shah, we have to be totally renewed in the spirit of our mind, because everything starts in your mind. You know, the mind dictate actions that play out in the flesh. So it all starts with basically coming in the right mindset. Like the scripture says in Philippians, the 2nd chapter, let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. So when we come into this faith, when we proclaim that we believe in this truth, when we proclaim to put on the righteousness of Yahweh Shah, we have to have a complete change in our mindset, you know, in order to properly follow Yahweh Shah as the scriptures say so. And that's usually the biggest struggle for men that come into this faith, you know, that battle between the person that you used to be and the battle of how you used to think and see things, in the battle between how you're learning to correct yourself to think, you know what I'm saying? Basically, because you become a new person ultimately. So without further ado, you know, I'm gonna go into some precepts. Hopefully it'll be edifying, because we're all striving for perfection within the new sense of mind that we have as far as this truth. I'm gonna start here in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 20. It says, "But ye have not so learned Hamashiach, if so that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shah." We know that the truth of Yahweh Shah, it all encompasses everything that's written in this Bible. We know that the testimony of Yahweh Shah, that's the spirit of prophecy. So when we come from out of this world, man, it's nothing but pollution and sin. That's what get perpetuated in this world. So we have to be reborn in the spirit of our mind, in the way that we think about things, and how we conduct ourselves among brothers, and how we deal in our daily lives, how we conduct ourselves against among people that are without this word. It has to be a renewed sense of thinking. You know, it says, verse 22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. So these are all major requirements if you proclaim to be a follower of Yahweh Shah, if you proclaim to believe in this truth, and if you're going to stand up boldly for Yahweh Shah and be a minister of this faith. You have to put off the former conversation in the old man, because that old man is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. And it says in Jeremiah the 17th chapter, the heart, which if you go into that word heart in the Hebrew, it's the word la'ab, which is your mind. It says that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So we're coming out of this world to where this world perpetuates do as thou wilt, obey your thirst, hungry while wait. It basically this world teaches you to cater to the flesh. So those are deceitful lusts. That's a bad way of thinking. You know, that's the old mindset, because brothers, before we got this truth, we were Gentiles. We didn't know the ways of righteousness. So the former man, that's the corrupt man. So in order to properly follow Yahweh Shah, or begin to walk in those steps of following Yahweh Shah, you have to put off the former person. You can't be the same person, man. There's a saying that insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same things and expecting different results. So if you're expecting different results, if you're expecting to live a different way through righteousness, you know, you have to change your mindset, man. Because Romans the 7th chapter tells you that it's a constant war between the spirit and flesh, man. Your flesh wants to do everything that's gonna bring pleasure, but the spirit of righteousness, man, you have to most times you have to forsake the feelings and the lust within the flesh. And that's a battle that brothers got to go through day for day. But it all starts in your mind. You have to completely restructure your way of thinking. You can't think the same way that you did in the world, and how you examine certain situations and moves that are presented to you when you're in the truth, as far as just practical things that brothers deal with, whether dealing with your woman, financial situations, how you deal with employers, or if you over employees in a job setting. If you're in this truth, you have to completely change your way of thinking. Verse 23, it says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. So it says be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And I want to look up that word renewed real quick. In the Greek. Let's see. Strong's G 365. Salakia. It says ananeo. I'm gonna go to the Strong's definition. It says to renovate. Like, I know they got shows where they renovate houses and stuff, and that's pretty much is just a total reprogramming. You basically taking out old things and you basically rebuilding that house. It says reform, so that means to change the form. It says renew. And another word for renew is to just basically replace that what is old, And that all pertains to your mindset when you come into this truth. You have to have a renewed state of mind. You can't expect to just somehow make it into the kingdom using the same thought patterns and judging things through the spirit the same way as you did when you were in the world without this truth, man. You're going to fail miserably like that. And that's a test for brothers. That's why the scriptures talk about in 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith, because we all know ourselves better than anyone. So you have to constantly examine yourself to know, like, hey, am I really becoming a changed, a renewed person in my thoughts, in my thinking, in my actions? Or am I showing tendencies of the old person that I used to be before I came into this truth, And we have to be brutally honest with ourselves, man, I'm going to keep going. Let me go back. Salakia. Okay, it says, Ephesians 4:23, it says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. And it says, and that ye put on the new man. So it actually says you have to put on the new man, So in a sense, you do have to change the way you are. And it all starts in your thoughts. It says, and that ye put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. So basically, you reborn as a new creation in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's why in John chapter 3, the Lord, he came to Nicodemus and he said, basically, you have to be reborn. And then Nicodemus, who is a Pharisee, he asked the Lord, how can a man basically that's already born basically be reborn? Can he enter a second time into his mother womb? He was being simple, but Yahweh Shai explained to him, basically, you have to be renewed. You have to be reborn in the spirit of your mind. That's what's going to make you a new man. You got a new way of thinking, a new way of judging situations, and that's going to dictate new actions. It says, verse 25. Well, that's pretty much the point I want to get in 24. I'm going to get another precept. Get another precept real quick, so just bear with me, Akim. And as I speak, I'm getting cut as well because, that this is something that we all have to deal with in our trial of faith. There's always going to be situations, and the Lord's going to test us too, because that's how our character's truly tested, through adversity. There's going to be situations of adversity that can bring out old tendencies, man. So day for day, that's what we're constantly trying to refine. Just refine our and renew our way of thinking and judging certain situations, man. That's going to bring us closer to perfection and righteousness through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But I want to get this real quick. This is Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we're not supposed to be conformed to this world, and conform means with form. So we're not supposed to be with the form of this world. You can't be a lover of this world and be a follower and a lover of Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah, he said, love not the world, neither the things that are in this world, because we know that this current world is governed and dictated by Satan. It's under a heavy spiritual vibration of Satan, which is adversary to the Most High. So we have to be in a spirit to not conform to this world. But at the same time, it says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because that's what's going to make you a new man. That's what's going to make you a new person in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, by the renewing of your mind, by the way that you think and process things and information and situations. It says, by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So through the renewing of your mind, becoming a new person in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, having this word as a cleansing agent to clear out all of those corrupt things within our spirit, within the lust of our flesh, that's going to draw us closer to perfection. We'll be able to prove through our actions and our deeds, through that renewed mindset, the good, acceptable, and perfect will of the Most High, man. So that's all points being made in this lesson, man. Jake, you got to get out of your old way of doing things, man. You got to get out of your old way of doing things. And that's been, at this point, a historical legacy of Jake. That's why we're in a predicament as a collective body of people, a collective nation of people today, man, because Jake does the same tired shit and expects different results, man. Protesting, having all of these different movements that are not spiritual and under the vibration of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that come to naught. There's only one thing that's going to work to bring us back to glory, to pull us out of the situation that we in and to bring us back to glory. And it all starts with a renewed mindset and way of thinking, you know. And Jake is hard-headed, me, myself included, man, you know. Our people, Jake, we get stubborn at times, man. But brothers in this faith, we have to be more mindful that we can fall into these traps, to where we can fall into the trap of handling things how we would when we were in the world, man. But we're new people, you know, through a renewed mindset and a renewed sense of vision that we have through this word, man. That should upgrade your mindset. Really, this word is supposed to upgrade your mindset, not just in having the ability to go out on the highways and the byways and quote precepts and cut people and put up videos, which those things are beautiful, but also just in the application of what you're learning and applying your upgraded way of thinking to everyday life, man. I'm gonna get another scripture. I'm gonna go to 2 Corinthians real quick. I think it's the 4th chapter. And like I was saying earlier, it's a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier said than done. That's why the scripture says in Judges 5:11, we rehearse the righteous acts. But through rehearsing the righteous acts, in order to rehearse something righteous, and we come out of the world that's full of corruption and wickedness, you got to renew your mindset. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 16. It says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So of course these bodies, these incorruptible bodies, they perish day for day as brothers get older, you know, in this flesh. Our outward man perishes. And also too, the man that we was in the world, In order to come under the umbrella of Yahweh Shah, man, you have to be dead to this world. But at the same time, in that process, it says, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. So even though your outward person, the old man, has to perish, it says, yet the inward man, your spirit and your mind, is renewed day by day through your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, through your hope in the prophecies that are set to come to pass, through the hope in salvation, your faith and your hope in the kingdom of heaven, man. These things renew your spirit day by day. These things renew your mindset day by day. Even though brothers catch hell, maybe go through certain ailments and things that torment the flesh, brothers that's really actively applying things that's learned through the spirit of this word, they're upgrading in their mindset, in their spirit of judging situations. You know? So this is all kind of going into putting off the old person and just completely, revamping your thought process. Because to this point, collectively as a nation of people, our thought process has been atrocious. It's been horrible. And we men of the faith that have this truth, we know better. So when you know better, you do better. And this is all exhortation, for brothers. Your level of experience through this faith also should sharpen you to make better decisions, to make better moves, just based on having just a different way of thinking about things, man. It was something else I wanted to get. Oh, yeah, I want to get this real quick. Colossians, the 3rd chapter. Yeah, I'm going to go here. This is Colossians 3:2. I'm just go to the point I want to hit. It says, set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. So that's having a rulership mindset, man. Having a kingdom mindset. Not worrying about taking L's on this side, man, because we know that this kingdom is temporal. But setting your mind, renewing your mind to think about the kingdom. Everything that you're doing in this world, in this body, you're basically storing up treasure in heaven. That's the renewed state of mind that you should be in, man. This whole way of new thinking, it makes you a new person ultimately, man. Trying to basically kill off that old person. It says, verse 3, it says, for ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in Yahweh Shah. So yes, we are dead. The old man, when we come under the wing of Yahweh Shah, the old man, that former man, we got to kill that person. And we supposed to be in a renewed state of mind through the spirit of Yahweh Shah. That's how we obtain life, through Yahweh Shah. Being dead to this world. It says, when Hamashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So you're not going to get glory on this side, man. That's another part of renewing your way of thinking and renewing your mindset. And that's a demon, because everybody wants merit and credit for whatever they bring to the earth. But we're not going to be glorified on this side, man. We're not going to get a standing ovation on this side for anything that we do. I mean, it's cool if brothers, exhort you through the spirit, whether you put up a beautiful video or you just been on fire in different aspects of the body and serving the ministry. That's so be it on that. But ultimately, we're dead to this world, and we're going to receive glory when Yahweh Shah himself receives his glory first. So therefore, the old man and the old way of thinking, that has to be put down, because our old way of thinking, the old man, is going to all lead to sin at the end of the day. It's going to lead to offenses at the end of the day. It's going to lead to death at the end of the day if we don't check it. If we don't really just continue to check into the power source, all in the purpose of having a renewed sense of mind, a renewed sense of urgency in the spirit of Yahweh Shah and obtaining life in the kingdom. So those are the points I wanted to make in this lesson. Hopefully it edified. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect.